All right, let's get started. Really simple, nice and tall, chest up, belly button in a little bit. Let's just start rolling those wrists. And fingers can be clenched, we can clench the fist or keep them open, whatever feels good. Try to let those shoulders melt down the back a little bit. Take some deep breaths. I know we're not doing extremely strenuous movement, but it's always nice to get a little more oxygen to everything. Let's flip direction with your wrist rolls. And then you can go ahead and float those down to the knees and roll the shoulders back. So we're going to go up to the ears, squeeze, and then roll them back, open up the chest. I always like to go backwards with the shoulder rolls. We spend a lot of time forward in the shoulder. Let's open them up. Big inhale, big exhale as you try to let those shoulder blades fall down the back. Try to get those crunchies out. And then we're gonna work our way down the body, just kind of working through the rib cage a little bit of rib cage wiggle. So we can drop one down, drop it down to the other side, wiggle it out a little bit, maybe a little bit forward and back through the shoulder blades. So feel free to play around with that a little bit. Find some areas that are a little stuck. And then we're gonna go a little lower. Now we're gonna try to get into those hips. We're gonna wiggle the hips a little bit. We don't always get into those hips in this break, so let's get into them today. So I kind of try to pull one hip up, kind of lifting it up off the chair at a time, maybe a little bit of scooch forward and back, working into that tailbone a little bit, whatever feels good. Maybe trying to draw some figure eights. Wiggle it out. Maybe get a couple pops and cracks through there too. Maybe lean over a little bit onto one side, leaning over a little bit to the other side. And then we're gonna go into our full cat-cow. We're gonna add arms to the cat-cow today. So we're gonna place the backs of the hands together and roll through that upper back, round it out, pulling in the belly button really tight. And then when we open up that chest, you're also gonna take those elbows back and inhale and look up. All right. So when we exhale, we put those backs of the hands together, round it out. You're pushing your spine back into your seat. Inhaling, open it up, squeeze those shoulder blades together to help open through that chest. Go ahead and do these with your own breath. Exhale as you bend and inhale as you squeeze. Really important to pull that belly button in as you're rounding, as you're dropping through that low back to protect it a little bit, okay? I like the arms in this one because you can kind of reach forward. You can really get a good stretch through those shoulder blades. Go ahead and even yourself out. One or two more of each. Cat and cow. And when you're ready, we'll come to neutral. Sitting up tall, belly button in, and hands can come back to the knees. And we're just going to look over each shoulder. Working into that neck a little bit. Gently over the shoulder. One at a time. Trying to go real smooth, real controlled. Just going till you feel a nice light stretch and then bringing it back. Now, kind of keep in mind those shoulders might want to come up to the ears while you do this. So try to pull the ends of the shoulders down to the floor. to get an even a little bit deeper stretch through there. Remember to breathe. When you've evened your sides out, we're gonna open up those arms and give yourself a hug. So we're gonna wrap arms around, give yourself a little hug, and then when you open, you're gonna close with the opposite arm on top. Opposite arm on top. Big inhale as we open, big exhale as we hug. Stay tall through the torso on this. Try not to collapse too much. Keep nice and tall through that low back, opening up the chest, wrapping those arms around. All right, we're gonna get a little blood flowing. Here, we're going into some punches. Keep that belly nice and tight. Hands go right under the chin. We're punching it out right in front of the face. All right, right in front of the face. Those knuckles are pointing forward when we punch. Palms are facing down. We're going straight in front of us right now. And now we're going to add a tiny bit of a twist if you'd like. So we're going to bring it a little bit across the one knee and then across the other knee. Just a little baby twist. Exhale to make sure you pull that belly in. A little bit of a twist. Might slow your pace down a little bit, and that's okay. If the twist is a little bit not feeling great today, keep going straight. Keep going straight. And then we're gonna deepen that twist. If you're ready, we're gonna come all the way across. We're gonna try to punch across you and then across the other direction. This is not a very effective punching position, but for a stretch, it'll work great. All the way across, all the way across. A little bit more movement through that torso. Keep that belly button pulled in. Exhale as you punch. Exhale as you punch. All right, enough punching. Go ahead and sit nice and tall, belly button in. We're going to flip the palms up. You're going to reach above, and we're going to pretend like we're pulling down, okay? Pull that item down off the shelf, all right? Reach up, pull it down. You're squeezing the shoulder blades behind you. Big inhale, big exhale as we pull. Big inhale, big exhale as we pull. Everything stays solid through the torso. We're squeezing those shoulder blades down. All right, like you're trying to touch your elbows behind your back. Looking straight ahead. Try to relax any tension through the neck. If you started to get a little tension, sometimes when we reach overhead, we can get some tension in the neck. So we should be mindful. All right, from here, let's take our hands to the knees. We're gonna hinge forward a little bit. So keeping that belly button in, we're gonna take our chest, take our sternum over the knee, okay? You almost want an arch in your back. It's not gonna quite be arched, but we're gonna get those muscles in the back working a little bit. You can keep the hands on the knees for support, okay? And pull in that chest forward over the knees. You should start to feel those back muscles engaged. Keep the belly button squeezed in. We want both sides of the spine working, all right? Take those palms and reach ahead of you if you would like to. If it's a little bit too much on the low back, you can keep those hands on the knees, okay? Otherwise, we're gonna start moving. Palms up, we're gonna reach in front of us, and then we're gonna row. All right, now we're pulling that object from the floor. Squeeze the belly button in. Inhale. Exhale and pull. Inhale and reach. Exhale and pull. If you want to put one hand on the knee at a time for a little bit more support, you can, okay? As we start to get those back muscles fired up, you might have a couple in there that maybe aren't loving it right now. So feel free to use that support if you need to. Chest is coming forward, forward, forward. All right, reach it forward. We're really trying to get those spinal erectors around that spine working, okay? Go ahead and place both hands on the knees. Help yourself up. Maybe a little wiggle out. All right, we're going elbows behind the head. A little butterfly action. We're going to touch those elbows together. Maybe, maybe not. And then open them back up. All right, touch those elbows together. Open them up. Nice and smooth. Kind of, pull the shoulder blades together just a little bit as you bring the elbows open. Working into some of those rear shoulder muscles, the rear delts. Let's go. When you're ready, hands are going to come to the top of the shoulders here, and we're going to draw circles with those elbows. Nice, big, slow circles. Hopefully you have enough room with your arms, the, the chair arms. Ooh, I got lots of crunchies on this one. Nice and smooth. Kind of feeling if you like one's a little different than the other. Maybe try to even them out a little bit if they'll allow for it. Couple more, make them nice and big. All right, we're gonna take the hands to the back of the neck, keeping those elbows up. We're gonna drop the chin down, and then you're gonna pull your head into your hands, okay? And hold for a second, and then release. Drop the chin down, pull it into the head, all right? We're working neck muscles. Drop the chin down, exhale, pull into those hands, okay? You can use those hands as resistance. Drop it down, pull in. If you have a headrest on the back of your seat, you could also use that, but I know a lot of desk chairs don't come up that high. Tuck it down, pull it in for like a second or two, then release. One more, drop it down, pull it in. Let's let those hands rest for a second. And we're just gonna drop ear to shoulder. So we warmed up our neck muscles a little bit. Drop that ear to shoulder. Take a breath, come through the middle, and then drop it over the other side. Going nice and slow with these through the middle. Drop it down. Try to really let that shoulder just melt down to the floor if you can. One more time. When you've evened your sides out, come back to the middle. Try to pull that chin back in just a little bit, just like we did. And then we're going to hold it there. Hands come behind the head. We're going to butterfly, touch the elbows, open it up. Squeeze those shoulder blades down and in behind the body if you can when you open it up. Remembering to breathe. Nice and controlled movements. Working with the shoulder joints. We wanna make sure it's doing okay throughout the movement, right? No sudden movements. Go ahead and take those hands to the tops of your shoulders, and we're gonna go the opposite direction with our circles this time. So it probably feels more awkward to go in the opposite direction. So if you don't remember, then go the opposite one that feels good. You probably started with the natural one. All right, for me, I'm going back and then bringing them together. So big circles, slow and controlled. One more. Hands can come to the back of the head if you'd like. Otherwise, you can drop them down. We're dropping that chin down, and then we're pulling the neck against the hands, all right? And relax. Drop the chin down, pull it in, and relax. Drop the chin down, pull it into the hands, all right? And again, if you have a headrest, you could use that. You can try it without the hands. It's a little bit harder because you don't quite have the target. Drop it down, and then pull the neck back. You're gonna feel probably a pull on the back of that skull. And that's okay. That's what we're working. One more. Drop it down. Roll it back. Hopefully nobody's watching everybody today. And not that it matters, right? And one more time, we're just gonna drop the ears down to one side, through the middle, and then drop. Oh, we have a visitor. If your eyes are closed. Hi. I was informed that chair yoga also has a cat visitor, so I didn't feel so bad about my cats interrupting. Hi, buddy. Are you? Drop it down to one side. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go. Make sure you even out your sides. If you can remember which one you started with. Drop those shoulders down and relax.